From a devastating ACL tear to a gambling suspension, Jameson Williams' NFL journey has been anything but smooth. Yet, with the start of the 2024 season, the Lions' faith in him remains unwavering. Is this the year Williams silences his critics and becomes the game changer Detroit drafted him to be? Let's talk about where it all began. Picture this: Jameson Williams, a rising star at Alabama, lighting up the field with 1,572 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns in 2021. His electrifying performances had NFL scouts buzzing. The Detroit Lions saw something special in Williams, so special that they traded up to snag him with a 12th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. But here's the thing: the Lions weren't just drafting a player. They were investing in a potential game changer, someone they believed could transform their offense. The expectations? Sky high. Could this young receiver with blazing speed and sure hands be the missing piece Detroit needed? The stage was set for an exciting NFL debut, but as we'll see, Williams' journey would take some unexpected turns. The NFL can be an unforgiving arena, even for the most talented prospects. For Jameson Williams, the path from college sensation to pro standout would be far rockier than anyone anticipated. How would he navigate the series of setbacks that lay ahead? Let's talk about the first major hurdle Williams faced. Picture this: it's the national championship game, Alabama versus Georgia. Williams is having a stellar season, but in an instant, everything changes. A torn ACL puts the brakes on his momentum, casting a shadow over his NFL future. This injury didn't just affect his college career. It had a ripple effect that extended well into his rookie season with the Detroit Lions. Williams was placed on injured reserve, missing a crucial chunk of the 2022 season. He didn't see the field until week 13, leaving him with only 6 games to make an impression. And what an impression he made in that limited time. Williams' first NFL reception was a 41-yard touchdown, giving fans a tantalizing glimpse of his potential. He even had another 66-yard touchdown called back due to a penalty. But here's the thing: these flashes of brilliance were just that, flashes. With only one catch to his name, Williams' rookie season left more questions than answers. Just as things were looking up for the young receiver, another setback was waiting in the wings. In 2023, Williams found himself in hot water with the NFL. The issue? A violation of the league's gambling policy. Specifically, he had placed bets on college football games while at the Lions facility. This misstep cost him dearly, resulting in a 6-game suspension that was later reduced to 4 games. Williams' agent spoke out about the situation, stating that Jameson, quote, takes full responsibility for his actions, unquote. But the damage was done. Not only did this suspension further delay his development, but it also raised serious questions about his judgment and future in the league. The combination of injury and suspension meant that Williams had barely scratched the surface of his potential after nearly 2 full seasons in the NFL. Fans and analysts alike began to wonder, could this highly touted prospect overcome these early career stumbles? Adding to the pressure, there was a game where Williams failed to record a single reception despite being targeted 6 times. For a first-round pick expected to be a game-changer, this kind of performance raised eyebrows and amplified the criticism. But let's not forget why the Lions traded up to draft Williams in the first place. His college performance, 1,572 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns in a single season, showed he had the talent to be a difference maker. The question now was whether he could translate that potential into consistent NFL production. As the 2023 season approached, Jameson Williams stood at a crossroads. The clock was ticking and the pressure was mounting. With 2 years of setbacks behind him, Williams' NFL career hung in the balance. As he prepared to make his 2023 debut in Week 5, one question loomed large. Could he finally show the world why the Lions had invested so heavily in his talent? The anticipation was palpable as Williams stepped onto the field for his first game back from suspension. But his return was far from the triumphant moment many had hoped for. In his debut, Williams managed just 2 receptions for a measly 2 yards. To make matters worse, he dropped a pass that could have been a big play. It was a stark reminder that the transition from college superstar to NFL playmaker is rarely smooth. But Williams wasn't about to let one tough game define his season. Just when doubts were starting to creep in, he gave Lions fans a taste of what he could do. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Williams hauled a 45-yard touchdown pass, showcasing the speed and big playability that made him such an exciting prospect. However, consistency remained elusive. In Week 6 against the Baltimore Ravens, Williams faced another setback. Despite being targeted 6 times, he failed to record a single reception. The critics were quick to pounce, questioning whether Williams had what it takes to succeed at the highest level. Lesser players might have crumbled under the weight of expectations, but Williams showed the resilience that separates good players from great ones. He bounced back with a touchdown against the Chicago Bears and gained 51 yards against the Green Bay Packers. It was clear that Williams was starting to find his rhythm in the Lions' offense. As the season progressed, Williams' impact on the field grew. By the end of the year, he had accumulated 354 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and even added a rushing touchdown for good measure. These numbers might not jump off the page, but considering he missed significant time due to suspension, they hinted at the potential that was beginning to blossom. What really stood out was Williams' speed. Even when he wasn't catching passes, his mere presence on the field opened up opportunities for his teammates. Defenses had to respect his ability to take the top off the coverage, which created space underneath for other receivers and the running game. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson took notice of Williams' growth, praising his development as the season went on. It was clear that the coaching staff still believed in Williams' potential, even if his production hadn't yet matched the hype. But it was in the playoffs where Williams truly began to shine. With the stakes at their highest, he stepped up in a big way, recording 6 receptions for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a performance that reminded everyone why the Lions had traded up to draft him in the first place. After his strong showing in the playoffs, Williams made it clear that he was just getting started. Quote, "I don't plan on this being the best game of my career," unquote, he stated, his confidence growing with each game. It was a bold statement, but one that reflected his determination to keep improving and leave his mark on the NFL. As the regular season faded into memory, a new challenge loomed for Jameson Williams: the playoffs, where legends are born and careers are defined. Would this be the moment he silenced his doubters once and for all? The Lions' faith in Williams was about to be put to the ultimate test. The young receiver had shown flashes of brilliance during the regular season, but the playoffs are a different beast entirely. The pressure is higher, the competition fiercer, and every play can be the difference between victory and defeat. Williams stepped onto the field with something to prove, and he didn't disappoint. In a stunning display of versatility, he scored a rushing touchdown, showcasing his ability to impact the game in multiple ways. Throughout the playoffs, Williams became a key contributor to the Lions' offensive attack. He recorded 6 receptions for 79 yards, each catch seemingly more crucial than the last. But it was a single play that truly captured the imagination of fans and analysts alike. Picture this: the Lions are in need of a big play. The ball is snapped, and Williams explodes off the line. He finds a seam in the defense, and Jared Goff launches a perfect pass. Williams stretches out, makes the catch, and races 42 yards to the end zone. The stadium erupts. This wasn't just a touchdown, it was a statement. That 42-yard score set the tone for Williams' playoff performance. He wasn't just making plays, he was making them when they mattered most. His ability to find space in the defense became a crucial weapon for the Lions, opening up opportunities for his teammates and keeping opposing defenses on their toes. The coaching staff took notice of Williams' elevated play. In a significant moment of recognition, he was awarded the game ball for his performance. It was a tangible sign of the trust and confidence the team was placing in their younger receiver. Williams' impact wasn't lost on his teammates either. After a particularly impressive showing in the NFL championship game, quarterback Jared Goff couldn't help but sing his praises. Quote, "He kind of smoked them on it and laid it all out there for him. Made a great catch. Couple of big plays from him all night," unquote, Goff remarked, his words reflecting the growing appreciation for Williams' contributions. As the playoffs progressed, it became clear that Williams wasn't just living up to expectations, he was exceeding them. His speed, combined with an improving ability to read defenses and make clutch catches, was transforming him into the game changer the Lions had envisioned when they drafted him. But perhaps the most exciting aspect of Williams' playoff breakthrough was the sense that this was just the beginning. After one particularly impressive game, Williams made a statement that sent shivers of excitement through the Lions fan base. Quote, "I don't plan on this being the best game of my career," unquote. Those words spoke volumes about Williams' mindset. He wasn't content with a few good games in the playoffs. He was hungry for more, driven to improve, and determined to leave his mark on the NFL. The stage is set for Jameson Williams to make his mark. With lofty personal goals and the Lions' unwavering support, could 2024 be the year he silences his critics and cements his place among the NFL's elite receivers? As the 2024 season approaches, Jameson Williams isn't just aiming for improvement, he's shooting for the stars. In a bold statement that's got the NFL world buzzing, Williams declared his intention to lead the league in both receiving yards and touchdowns. That's not just good, that's historic territory. But here's the thing, the Lions seem to believe he can do it. How do we know? Look at their offseason moves, or rather, the moves they didn't make. Despite having opportunities to add new receivers, Detroit stood pat. This speaks volumes about their confidence in Williams. They're not just hoping he'll step up, they're expecting it. Let's talk about what Williams brings to the table. His speed? It's game-changing. We're talking about a player who can take the top off of a defense faster than you can say touchdown. But it's not just about straight-line speed anymore. Reports from training camp suggest Williams has been putting in serious work on his route running. Picture this, a receiver with Olympic-level speed who can also run crisp, precise routes. That's the kind of weapon that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Now, imagine how this could impact the Lions' offense. With Williams stretching the field vertically and horizontally, it opens up so many possibilities. The running game could find more room to operate. Other receivers might see softer coverage, and quarterback Jared Goff, he could be looking at a career year with this kind of deep threat at his disposal. But the potential impact goes beyond just the numbers. Williams has a chance to emerge as the Lions' clear number 2 receiver behind Amon-Ra St. Brown. This 1-2 punch could be exactly what Detroit needs to take their offense from good to great. And in a league where offensive firepower often translates to wins, that's a big deal. Speaking of big deals, let's not forget the Lions' Super Bowl aspirations. They've been knocking on the door, and many believe they're just a player or two away from kicking it down. Could Williams be that player? His speed and big play ability certainly fit the profile of a game changer who could put a team over the top. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Williams still has to prove he can consistently produce at the NFL level. He's shown flashes, sure, but now it's about stringing those flashes together into a highlight reel. The expectations are high, and the pressure is real. But if there's one thing we've learned about Jameson Williams, it's that he thrives under pressure. Remember his playoff performance? That wasn't just a good showing, it was a statement. And now, with a full offseason under his belt and the confidence of his coaches and teammates behind him, Williams looks poised to make an even bigger statement in 2024. Jameson Williams' journey has been a roller coaster, but his potential impact on the Lions' future success is undeniable. With his blazing speed and improving route running, he could be the game changer Detroit needs to make a deep playoff run. His confidence is soaring, and the Lions' faith in him remains strong. As we look to the 2024 season, Williams has set his sights high, aiming to lead the NFL in receiving yards and touchdowns. It's a lofty goal, but one that speaks to his determination and belief in his abilities. The Lions' decision to not add new receivers this offseason shows their trust in Williams' development. What do you think about redemption stories in sports? Can Williams fulfill his potential and become a star in the NFL? Share your thoughts on his future in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jameson Williams' story, hit that subscribe button for more in-depth NFL player profiles.